Greetings, Auto Subs, VideoJames, and today we're going to be looking at how to use Lanturn. I said how to catch, I'm stupid. But I'm recording this just after I recorded my how to catch Nihilego, Pheromosa, Poipole, and Stakataka video. And I figured I might as well just knock all the Pokemon stuff out of the way right now since I'm doing it. But anyway, looking at Lanturn, we see we have a water electric type, meaning we are getting that normal attack by electric, but we are getting that weakness to grass and ground. However, we are getting a lot of resistances that we're now resisting fire, water, ice, flying, and steel. So we are actually getting a lot of resistances. And then we see Lanturn's abilities are basically just the absorb abilities. That we got Volt Absorb, that it can heal up 1/4 of its max hit points when hit by electric type moves, and Water Absorb. This Pokemon is not damaged by super effective moves when it's 75 HP or less. No, I'm kidding. But Water Absorb and Volt Absorb basically do the same thing, that they heal 1/4 for the maximum hit points when hit by a corresponding move. So if we have a Water Absorb, if we get hit by a Scald, we're going to get healed by that. If we get Volt Absorb, we're going to get healed by a Thunderbolt. But then looking at Lanturn's stats, we see we actually have 460 with a whopping 125 in the HP. Now that's extremely bulky for a Lanturn considering its defenses. So we see in the attack we got 58, the defense we got 58, the special attack and special offense we got 76, and then in the speed we actually have 67. So we can see Lanturn's going to kind of be more of a bulky Pokemon. It's not really going to be that much of a tanker, but there are kind of ways to use it as a sweeper. So now looking at some of these so-called ways to sweep with the Lanturn, we actually have a weakness policy set. So the idea behind this set is you got weakness policy with Volt Absorb, and we got the modest nature with maxed out speed and HP, and then we got the rest of the EVs thrown in the special attack, and then we have agility, which will raise our speed, and then we have Scald and Discharge for that damage with the stab, plus we also have Sucker Punch for that priority. So the idea behind this set is we get the agility off first turn. Depending on what super effective move we get hit with, we might not actually get that dead. That ground and grass kind of lose a little bit of their super effectiveness, so we are actually going to maybe survive, but if we do end up surviving with our massive HP, with the minimal amount of HP possible, then our agility will kick off and we'll get 2 times our speed, which will be enough to rival a Pheromosa. That a Pheromosa with max speed investment and a speed nature is only at 441, whereas the Lanturn after 1 agility will actually be hitting 466. And then we have Scald there, kind of just to get the water type damage plus the burn status. Discharge, again, electric damage plus the thunder status. And then we also have the Sucker Punch there, kind of just that priority, that if our opponent doesn't really attack us 2 turns in a row, then we can just get the Sucker Punch off and finish them off first turn. Now you can also use Sucker Punch to kind of just finish off like Pokemon that you need to kill firsthand, that Pokemon are left with like 0 or 15% HP from a previous fight, then you just send in Lanturn and he can just Sucker Punch them down. And the next set is actually a split healing set. So the idea behind this set is basically we have 200 in the HP, 252 in the special defense with the calm nature, and then 52 in the defense with the leftovers. Now, the idea behind this set is we have Heal Bell, Toxic, Scald, and Volt Switch. So this is basically going to be your support Pokemon, that we have Heal Bell to kind of get rid of the statuses on the team, including on ourselves. We have Toxic to kind of throw a status back at the opponent, and then we have Scald just for that damage, and Volt Switch to kind of just take us out of a situation we don't want to be in. And we have the leftovers there, just kind of that health recovery. And we do kind of invest in the HP rather than the defense, because we do want to have a little bit more bulk in special defense or defense, depending on which one we want to invest in. I would say invest in special defense, because that is the one you can actually reach tank status with. Now we see the last set is actually a kind of Milotic set. So we see the idea behind this set is we got leftovers again with actually maxed out defense and special defense with the calm nature. And we have Confuse Ray, Thunder Wave, Stockpile, and Scald. So the idea behind this set is basically we're maxing out our defenses as high as we can get them. And then first turn we're going to try and launch out that Confuse Ray on our opponent so that we can just kind of confuse them first turn. Maybe they'll hit themselves, or we can throw out a Thunder Wave, try and get them paralyzed. So either way, we're trying to set up a first turn to where we can possibly have a safe chance. And then we can just go Stockpile the next turn and just raise our defenses up. That we'll be getting into the 300s after just 1 Stockpile. or 400 when we're going with our special defense. And then we have Scald just to whittle down our opponent, that with our special attack and attack not being that high, we kind of just need a stab move, so you just kind of go with Scald or Discharge, and you basically just have a stab move that can also give you a bonus. That Scald also has the chance of giving Burn, which has a defense lowering, or attack lowering thing. So with Lanturn's defense, we'll actually be able to possibly save ourselves if we get a burn off with a Scald. That if our opponent switches out a Pokemon that has a status condition, then we can just Scald whatever comes in and hope for a burn. And we have the Volt Absorb, kind of just for that health recovery, that with Pokemon like Tapu Koko, we kind of just get that Volt Absorb, and then with whatever other moves they got, we can kind of just resist them, and we'll actually be able to just win the rest of the battle, maybe. And that's basically it for how to use Lanturn. There's not really a lot of ways to use Lanturn, but there are effective ways to use Lanturn. It's one of the Pokemon where its moveset's kind of limited, but it does have a good moveset. So, you could run a Swallow moveset, or you could run a Rest moveset, but seeing as how it's not really got that much tank to begin with, I wouldn't really suggest using Lanturn as a kind of stall Pokemon, unless you're planning on beefing it up or wearing down your opponent. But anyway, I'm going to leave this video here. If you guys have any Pokemon you want to see me do videos on, as always, let me know down in the comments. And if you guys did like this video, you can slap the like button as always, and I will see all you beautiful people in the next video.